And I think we are live. We are live. I think we are live. Bear with me. Let me make sure. How is everyone doing tonight? Where's the camera? Make sure I'm looking in the right spot. I hope you all are doing well. If you don't know, my name is Latasha. This is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. What I normally specialize in is uplifting, educating, helping survivors of domestic abuse and sex trauma get their lives back on track, learn how to love yourself, learn how to set boundaries. That's what I'm all about. But tonight, I'm going to be talking about my experience as a YouTuber, content creator, entrepreneur. We're going to get into some of the things that, that I've experienced. I'm going to give you some tips and some encouragement on starting your channel. That's the main thing I want to do tonight, is encourage you to start your channel and give you a little bit of education to work with. So give me a moment. Let me just make sure I have everything like I wanted. Make sure my chat screen is up. I'm still trying to learn how to use this live app, and I still didn't accomplish what I wanted to today, but that's okay. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. And that's part of what I'm gonna be talking about, some of the learning curves of having your own YouTube channel. So let me give me a second here. All right. So if you have been thinking about starting a YouTube channel, if you're wanting to start a business, if you're wanting to get your name out there about some type of product, YouTube is the place to be. YouTube has been around for a long time, considering, and has grown to be quite an informative, I think it's considered actually a search engine, one of the largest search engines that's owned by Google. And YouTube is a great way to build a community, although it may take some time. It's a great way to get out there. It's a good way, good platform to have your content. And I have always resonated with YouTube. So some people may be a little biased, or you may have your preferences, but I'm going to talk about some of the challenges, some of the things that I've gone through starting my YouTube channel. First, I want to say that my perspective is coming from someone who is new to the game. Okay. I started my channel exactly a year and 2 weeks ago. So I'm fairly new, but I think my perspective is important too. Although I'm new, I am a person who likes to read, research, and seek the experience of others. So first and foremost, what I want to say is, if you're thinking about starting a channel, think about your why. You really have to be connected with your why to be successful. And this is what I believe. Many people get on YouTube for many reasons. Some is just to chase a check. But if you're really wanting to help people and be prosperous, it's good to have a goal in mind and some passion behind why you want to do it, and not just chasing a check. Because if you're just chasing a check, you may be disappointed, because YouTube can take some time. Everyone's story, everyone's walk is different. I know of people who have been on YouTube for years, 5 years, 8 years, 2 years before they become monetized. And there's some people that become monetized within a year, within 6 months. So everybody's story, everybody's walk is different, but there are some key elements to being successful on YouTube. And one of them is getting in touch with your why, knowing who you're talking to, knowing what you want to talk about. And, a lot of people say that you have to have a niche, but your niche is you. Your niche is your brand, which is you, is how you represent yourself. It's what you care about. It's what you talk about. It's what you're passionate about. For those who just like to create like content that's almost like podcast format or informative. Everybody has their different lane. That's what I will say. There is room for everyone on YouTube. There's different personalities, people of different beliefs, people offering all types of information. So if you have a why, if there is something in your heart that you want to share, if you've been thinking about starting a business, please don't delay. And it could be very intimidating starting your channel, but I'm going to tell you, it took me a while to get to a point to where I decided to start my channel. And I'll get into this a little bit later, but for me, I am a life coach. And when you start your channel, I believe that if you want to be profitable without having a large audience, come with the product, come with the service or something that you can sell or give to the people immediately without having YouTube to have to monetize you. But I'm gonna get into that a little later. So how I got started and what really pushed me to start my channel was the fact that I had been out of coaching school for some time. I had just gotten out of a very toxic, tiring relationship with a narcissist, which I talk about on my channel often, the narcissist. After dealing with that narcissist, I just sort of went into a depression. And I already had a vision in my mind about, you know, what I wanted to do, the direction that I wanted to go, but I didn't have the momentum. I didn't have the energy. I was tired. Life was lifing. And I was really just trying to get my mojo, get my energy, my strength back. And I took some time in therapy before I decided, you know what? This narcissist took up too much of my time. I'm tired of my life going the way that it's going. I'm going to start my business and I'm going to start my channel. And I started my channel with the iPhone 800 and a $20 ring light from Target. You don't need fancy equipment to start. These phones nowadays have great cameras. Do not let what you have and don't have stop you. I don't care if you are living in a hotel, if you are in a shack, you can start a faceless channel. You can be creative about your message and don't feel any type of way. Because when I tell you, not all, but when I tell you there are a lot of people who started their channel when they were at a place in life where things might not have been the best. And it was that experience, that tragedy, that hunger, that what's that word? That trauma that sort of sparked a lot of us to get on here and chase our dreams. So don't let anything stop you. When I tell you I didn't know the first thing about what I was doing, I am not a tech savvy person at all. At all. So I had a lot of anxiety about all the things that I would have to learn. I'm talking about before starting my business, I didn't even have any type of social media. No Facebook, no TikTok, no any of that, because I really didn't, I don't care to use a lot of technology. I don't care about social media. But now I do. And now I'm learning to see why it's so dangerous, how it can sink people in, but don't let what you have and don't have as far as material things, as far as camera, as far as skills, whatever you think you might be lacking, start it anyway. Because I promise you, honey, there is someone that God needs you to talk to teach. Someone needs that information that you have inside of you, and you need it. You need it. As a life coach, telling my story as an introvert was very scary, but it has been very liberating for me. So get in touch with your why. Don't be afraid. Record and post that bitch. Once you record it, that's such a feeling of success. It's like giving yourself a pat on the back and giving yourself some acknowledgement for doing something hard. You know, things may be hard, things may be intimidating, but you got to push through and do it anyway. So this leads into the next thing I'm going to talk about. Excuse me, I'm going to get a little sip. Mouth dry. I was trying to hide that label. So the next thing that I want to get into, and if anyone has any questions, please feel free to ask. Please feel free to join the chat, and I will answer your question to the best of my ability, being that I'm new. However, I like to read, I like to research, I like to know what I'm doing. And that goes into the next thing that I wanted to talk about. I really didn't take a lot of notes. I normally like to prepare a little bit better, but I'm freestyling tonight. So the next thing I want to talk about is sort of knowing what to expect and having a little bit of a plan. If you're not tech savvy like me, you're going to have to take into account that there may be certain skills that you may need to learn, certain apps you might need to learn how to use. But don't let it intimidate you. I'm telling you, if I can learn it as someone who doesn't care for technology, anyone can do it. Be ready and have in your mind that you need to be consistent. People have all different types of opinions about how much you should post. And it really depends on what you want. Come on here knowing what you want out of YouTube. Do you want to come on here to get monetized? You know, if you're on here, you may as well get monetized. It may take you some time, but you may as well get monetized. Is it a hobby for you? Is it fun? Do you want to give free knowledge to the people? Why are you here? And get clear about what it is that you need to do and how you're going to get there. And if you're looking to get monetized, if you're looking to get your name out there, you got to be consistent with posting. As a person who values rest, not biting off more than you can chew, and just sort of pacing yourself, I'm a person who, at this time, I post 3 times a week. And even sometimes that's a lot for me. You know, I still have a very demanding full-time job, and it gets hard. But find that number, find that sweet spot that you can be consistent with. Even if you have to start off with, I would say at least start off with 2 videos a week. If you can start off with 2 videos a week and be consistent on that, then maybe up the ante as you get more comfortable. Maybe add another video. I'm telling you, people are out here getting it. I see people who are out here posting, and a lot of these are the bigger channels. I'm talking about maybe 50K subscribers and more. These people are posting every day, multiple times a day, or at least 5 days out the week, multiple times out the day. So consider that this is their full-time job. They have the time to do that. If you don't have the time to post every day a week, find that number, find that sweet spot to where you can commit to and stay consistent and stick to it. And for me, finding that sweet spot was really what I needed. And even now, sometimes I have to reevaluate, okay, what I can do. Do I need a mental break from this? Because it's challenging. Creating content, especially when you're new, especially when you're not getting a lot of feedback, people really aren't interacting with you like that. So you sort of have to rely on your own judgment and sort of the analytics to sort of help steer you in the right direction of what you need to do. And you have to be flexible when it comes to this. You have to be able to look at yourself and say, okay, this ain't working. All right, it's been this amount of time and I ain't getting no views. What do I need to change? And I'm in the midst of that. I'm in the lab again. Okay, I done been in the lab a couple of times trying to figure out what it is that I need to do, staying consistent, staying true to myself. But what do I need to do to be successful? And it's a learning process. So what I say is, if you're starting your channel, you can't be afraid of information, because there's all types of information that you're going to have to learn. If you want to be successful, if you want to be within the guidelines, and, you know, if you just want to represent yourself as a professional, there's a lot of education that's going to have to take place, such as knowing your community guidelines, not just for YouTube, but any platform that you go on, because a lot of people are doing multiple platforms, which is another thing that I would say. When it comes to getting on these platforms, do not bite off more than you can chew. Okay, maybe choose 2 platforms to focus on. Maybe just focus on YouTube. If you really want to get the bag for YouTube, put all your energy into one. But if you can, don't just make sure that you know what you're doing and that you're not putting too much on yourself, because it's a responsibility. Until you get used to it, you should start off with what you can do and then gain momentum as you gain experience. So going back to the information that you need to know, community guidelines. Know the type of things that you can do, that you can post, that you can say. For instance, like know your guidelines about music and copyright. YouTube is not TikTok. You just can't get on here using anybody's music. And TikTok has its own studio, and there is copyright free music or royalty free music that you can use that are used by artists that aren't supposed to get you copyright, but sometimes you do. If that artist who created that song maybe blows up later and decides to copyright that song that you use, that's always a possibility. So please make sure that you know the rules as far as adding music in your videos, especially when it comes to these big major artists. Know what you're doing. Understand your fair use. Understand what you're doing when you're using clips of other people's stuff. Shout people out. But be well informed. Be well informed about the algorithm. When I tell you, it blew my mind just trying to learn, and I'm still learning, okay? Right now I'm on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and I sort of felt like I shot myself in the foot, but since I started, I'm riding with it. And so I've really had to learn each platform, how they operate, how to get views, what the algorithm is. And I will tell you what I'm learning as I'm researching is, if you are putting videos on multiple platforms, if you want to be monetized on all platforms, some of these search engines and some of the metrics of these apps share information, and some apps won't allow you to get monetized if you put the same exact video on 2 separate platforms. So say, for instance, if I put the same video that I did on YouTube on Facebook, same exact video, and that video blows up. If it blows up, Facebook or either YouTube may say, you know what, you posted this exact video, you can't get monetized for this. And this is blowing my mind as I'm researching. So I'm trying to make sure that when I'm posting on different platforms that I'm, editing differently, that I'm posting separate content, that I'm being creative, that I'm maybe taking a longer video and chopping it up and taking bits of it to, make multiple forms of content on social media. This is stuff that I'm learning about. And it takes time. So please take advantage of the customer support that's in each platform. Take advantage of the emails and the free information that they send you, because there will come a time where you may have to reach out to customer support. As a new channel, I've already had to contact customer support about a video that got flagged, and I was able to fight it and I didn't get dinged for it. So it's very important that you are informed about the policies and how you need to conduct your channel, because 3 strikes, you out. Now, if I'm understanding correctly, YouTube has like a 90-day rolling policy, like a lot of platforms do. So the strikes start over in 90 days, unless it's like a serious strike, unless it's something that's so offensive, you just cross the line so much, you just broke a policy that they just decide to, take your channel, suspend you, or whatever. So it's very important to know about these policies, knowing how this works. And, maybe I'm a little extra because I don't know how social media works. And so I just want to make sure that I'm doing everything like I'm supposed to and being safe with my information. That part can be overwhelming, but know that you're going to have to do some research. Know that you're going to have to be adaptable. Know that, for instance, like when the TikTok ban happened, and a lot of people weren't sure if TikTok was going to come back or not. People were worried about, going to other platforms and where they were going to go. So you got to be creative, which leads me into the next thing that I want to expound a little bit more on, and that's coming on with a service or a product. If YouTube shuts down, if TikTok, Facebook, if all these shut down, how are people going to be able to get in contact with you? How are people going to be able to get your services? Make sure that you have maybe a website that people can follow you on or see information about your services, a blog post, an email list. When people contact you or if they email you for services, keep up with that information so you can reach out to people with services and products or whatever it may be. Have a different way to make money outside of depending on YouTube monetization, because it may take some time. It may take some time, but don't let that deter you. Let's see, what else do I want to talk about? Since this popped up in my mind, I felt like I wanted to talk about labor. Since it's popped up in my mind, I'm gonna talk about it now. Like, don't be afraid to show other people love. That's one thing that I learned as a content creator. As I started to contemplate and think more about starting my channel, I started to be more supportive of the channels that I like. Okay, if I want people to like my channel, to subscribe to me, to show me love, I got to give the love. And a lot of people don't think like that. But I really started being intentional about the many people on YouTube that I enjoy. There are so many people that I enjoy on YouTube, from the smaller channels, from 500 subscribers, 3K subscribers, 5K subscribers, to 10,000, 100,000 K subscribers. I have so many people that I watch, that I learn from. So I started to be intentional about supporting the people that I like. You know, if I watched the video, if I enjoyed it, make sure I like every time I'm on that video, every time I'm on their platform. Make a comment, even if it's nothing but a fire sign, a 100 or a heart, just something that says, okay, I acknowledge you. Thank you for this content. Show support. Be intentional. And that does two things. You will be surprised. That does two things. That gives you good karma out here. When you support from a pure place of just wanting to support people who are motivating you, who are inspiring you. You just want to show them genuine love and support. Even if you can't donate, even if you don't have any money to give them, even if you don't have any money to join their club or whatever it is, you can always show free support by giving a like and a comment. And going back to what that does two things. It builds that good karma, and it helps you to form relationships. A lot of people will say that there is no community on YouTube and that the community exists more on TikTok, which I believe both platforms have a different community. But for some reason, I have always resonated more with YouTube. And I guess because I spent so much time on YouTube University. I call it YouTube University. Okay, I done fixed my washing machine on YouTube. I done learned and realized that I was dealing with a narcissist and had dealt with a narcissist before on YouTube. Learning how to garden and plant things on YouTube. I've learned so much stuff on YouTube University. So build those relationships. You will be surprised at the people who are watching you, who see you giving that love, and they return it. I have had channels bigger than me shout me out because I was supporting them. And you know, that means a lot to a small channel like me. Just from that support and that love that I showed someone, they shout me out and I gain an extra 50, 100 views. So don't be afraid to show that love. Let's see, I do have a few little raggedy notes here. Also have in mind, if you're starting a business, if you're starting YouTube, and if you want to be great, like I said, don't be afraid to start with what you have, but also know that you're going to have to advance your skill set as you go. So, you know, you may have to invest in some things like Canva, maybe CapCut if you want to edit, if you want to have a crisper look, if you want to go live and have ways of streaming, you might want to go with a paid service by StreamYard or something like that. And there's a lot of free services too. Don't get me wrong. Like, look, okay, I don't use free Canva, free Epidemic Sound. I've used all types of free things to get my little free 30-day trial, 2-week trials, and use the free service until I can afford to upgrade, or pay for services that I like. CapCut Pro, or Canva Pro might cost you $10, $11 a month. If you pay yearly, you pay less, but that might be anywhere from $100 to $150 a year if you want to pay for these services up front. And these are just different tools that are going to help you to be able to create good looking thumbnails. And you don't have to have super polished thumbnails. It could just be you in a car and people see your face and they know you mean business and you real and they will click on you. It just depends on what it is that you like. Me being the non-technology person, it's amazing that I'm actually growing into my gifts. Starting my YouTube channel has elevated my creativity. It has opened up my mind. It has helped me to release some of the things that's been on my heart and my spirit. And starting my channel has helped me grow as a person. So, just expect that you're going to have to do some things to increase your quality, and you may have to kick out a couple of bucks just depending on what you want. Even when it comes to using music in the videos, there are services that you can use. You can use YouTube Studio that has its free, copyright-free music, or you can get music from other places such as, Epidemic Sound. I'm looking at my notes here. I have a few notes. Epidemic Sound, which has a free 30-day trial. After that 30-day trial, they are expensive in my book. According to some of the other services that I've seen, they're expensive. Let's see, who else? Creator Mix has free music. Creator Mix was, not Creator Mix. Creator Mix has free music. Also, Stream Beats. Stream Beats was created by musicians who created music specifically for social media. Some of it's good, some of it's not. But if you're looking for something free, hey, find something that you can work with. And Creator Mix was created by content creators for content creators that has free music on there. So there are so many free services that you can use to explore and to add a little pizzazz to your content. Let's see. What else did I want to say about being a YouTuber? Oh, man. When you start your channel, you have to have an inner strength and an inner confidence. Because the fuck-ish that's going to be coming your way is going to be crazy. And I would say when you start your channel, keep it to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Let it manifest and grow quietly. And then once you maybe gain that traction and momentum, maybe be a little bit more vocal about it. But keep in mind, if you have a 9 to 5 that you report to, keep your channel quiet. Because if you are a person who is engaged in all social media, once you create all these separate accounts on Facebook, Instagram, even on YouTube, you know how they link you to people that you've worked with in your past. So people are already going to be seeing you pop up on their feed. And you just don't need that extra trouble, that extra gossip, people's extra negativity about what they got to say. So start your channel in silence and concentrate on you. And getting back to being thick-skinned and strong-minded. You got to be able to deal with people having a difference of opinion. You got to be able to deal with the comments that people are going to give you. You know, everyone's not going to like what you're saying. Some people are going to think you stink. Some people are going to love what you do. Some people are going to be rude in the comments. And there are going to be a lot of people who are watching you but won't support you. And in the beginning, it could be a lot of people that you know, people that you work with, people that you have relationships with, your ex, the ex-narc. The narc gonna be watching. The narc is gonna be on your channel if you dealt with the narc. Okay. Side note. But just know that you're gonna have to find that inner strength, because you're gonna have some people that are gonna support you, but your friends and your family, they're not gonna watch your channel. They don't care. They're not gonna watch what you have to say. You know, they're not gonna like your stuff. And you're gonna have just a lot of people lurking who know you, who maybe people that you have blocked, and now they see you on social media all of a sudden, and now they lurking and getting information. Be ready for that. Be strong-minded and know that you got to keep going anyway. And once you start, there's really a momentum that comes behind you that says, I can't stop. Why not? I'm already started. Got to keep going. Get to the bag. Why not get monetized? So, you know, just expect for life to be a little bit crazy. Expect a little bit of hate. And you always have to be strong-minded when it comes to being on social media. People will attack your looks, everything. And for my ladies who start your social media channel, okay? There will be all your YouTube channel and other social media. There will be all types of men trying to come at you. And I feel like for me, because of the type of content that I post, me being a survivor of abuse, me talking about my experience being a kind, loving person, there are a lot of manipulative people who are in my messages, who are in the DMs, who are trying to get at me, who are hoping and praying that I'm still that weak person that I talk about on my channel. And it's just weird. It's a lot of perverts. It's a lot of perverts. There's a lot of scams online, especially like if you're on TikTok and on YouTube too. I'm starting to see a lot of these commercials and different scammers like just creating different bogus products. So you really have to be careful and, you know how to navigate these social media streets is all I can say. What did I want to talk about next? I didn't take too many notes. Oh, that's all right. Let me just get back in touch with some of the things that I wanted to tell you all. Just prepare for the fuck shit. You know, prepare for people maybe to not understand you being on YouTube, because being on social media is for a certain type of person. And if you're feeling it in your spirit, you know, just try it. Try it. And what I like to say for me, I don't think of myself as per se a YouTuber. Although I don't mind monetization. I think of myself more of as a life coach first. I am a life coach first. So my heart is going to be into upgrading my coaching skills, getting clients, working with people in my community. Like I'm really want that balance of working in my community and working with people online, which is a beautiful thing. You can help for people from all over the world and in your community. But at the end of the day, I think of myself as a businesswoman and as a life coach first, and not just a YouTuber. And I do say that if you want to be successful, if you want to have long-term growth, it's important to have other avenues of reaching out to the people and making money besides just making YouTube, you know, your daddy, or making YouTube your employee, which there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that at all. Just know what you want. Back to the point that I was making in the beginning. Just know what you want from YouTube. Another thing that I can suggest is, you know, there's a lot of drama in these YouTube streets. It's okay to collab. It's okay to support people. But there are really some YouTubers out here. There are really some other life coaches I'm seeing out here who just don't have ethics, who are conniving, who are backstabbing, who would never promote you, who, you know, might want to just ride your coattail because you're the thing popping. Or, you know, it's just so many weird angles that I've seen. And I've seen so many beefs and so many scandals exposed on YouTube. So be careful about how you conduct and carry yourself. Be a person of integrity. And just know that if you're not a person of integrity, if you're on here BSing with the people, if you're out here playing mind games with the people, you're going to be exposed. Your time is going to come. Your time is going to come. So please be pure-hearted when you come on here. My mind's drawing a blank. What else did I want to say? There's so much I had in my mind. Let's see. I talked about the rules. Oh, yeah. I talked about the strategy. I felt like there was something else that I really wanted to. Oh, YouTube app too. I forgot to mention the YouTube Studio app. YouTube Studio app. Make sure that you download that and get acclimated with not only the customer service, but the analytics. The analytics is going to help you. You want to look at things like your watch hours. You want to look at things like your click-through rate, which lets you know the average amount of time that the average person watches your video. So one lesson that I learned is, say for instance, if you made a video and people are clicking off within 3 seconds, as a new person, as a new YouTuber, it's very important to keep in mind that people don't know you yet. People don't want to hear you talking about a whole bunch of mess in the beginning. People want you to get to it. People want to know that you're there to talk about what you're going to talk about. And until people get used to you, you might want to cut the small talk a little bit in the beginning. Let the people know what you're going to talk about. Maybe have a hook line that hooks them in the beginning, something creative. And you really have to work to be seen in the beginning. So, just know some of those things that will help you. And also, dang, I be having so many thoughts at one time. I just had a thought and doggone it. It was about posting your content. When you're posting your content, well, I gotta go to something else. I don't forgot. I'm at the age to where I ain't the woman I used to be. I still got a lot of youth and gusto left in me, but I'm starting to feel I ain't quite the woman I used to be, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah, when you start your channel, keep your vision. Keep your vision. Everything is going to look like people aren't paying attention. They're not hearing me. But you really have to learn the algorithm, which I'm still learning. So when you're if you're not getting a lot of views, don't let that discourage you. If you're not getting a lot of views in the beginning, which you won't because people don't know you, you have to gain traction. But think of it as building your resume. People may not know who you are now, but if you're being consistent and you've been consistent for 3 months, 6 months, just think about the amount of videos that you would have had build up if you chose your magic number. If you decide to go with 2 posts a week, 1 post a week, 3 posts a week, 4 posts a week. Just think about the videos that you're building up for your audience to have. So I may not get a lot of views now, but when my viewers really start to come, I have a good amount of videos for them to engage and interact with. So just think of it that way. Think of it as you building your resume. You're getting better. And when it comes to talking about things, a lot of times you're going to be talking about the same thing over and over, just explaining it in a different way to resonate with different people. Talk about the things that are on your heart. Talk about your life experiences and try to have the mindset that everything is content, which is a mindset that I'm still trying to grow into. Me being the private, introverted person that I am. Everything is content. And when I say everything is content, don't be out here blasting all your business and telling everything and getting too personal on these social media streets. Just know that when you're talking, you're putting yourself before the world. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of where you work. Be mindful of all that. And just be yourself. You will find your audience. They will come. And it's not even about having a whole lot of subscribers. If you have 500 loyal subscribers, you can make something shake with that. Having 500 loyal subscribers is better than having 3,000 subscribers that don't even watch or interact with your videos. So just know that. And going back to the everything is content, literally everything is content. And sometimes I find myself, like, especially if I'm real tired, I find myself lacking the creativity and thinking, well, you know, how do I want to break this down now? Or, you know, what do I want to talk about now? How do I want to add some spice and flavor? And when you think about those things, sometimes it can be overwhelming. But what I can say is just be yourself. Think about things that you've been through in life. Think about what pissed you off for the day. Think about some of your pet peeves. And for me, it's like, I'm good for a good rant. I will have a whole rant by myself in the house. And I'm like, instead of sitting in the crib talking to myself, I could come online and have this rant. I can make my thoughts content. And don't be afraid to be yourself. That's going to be the fun thing about it. You know, everyone has their tribe that they're meant to click with, and you're going to find that. But be yourself, be authentic. And if you do get stuck with not knowing what to talk about, you got your Chat GPT, you got your you can see what your favorite 3 YouTubers are talking about, how they're talking about it. You can take ideas, but don't take the style, because there's nothing new up under the sun. The stuff that I talk about on YouTube, the techniques that I teach, it's not new. It's not groundbreaking. It's not rocket science. But the way that I explain it with my life experience is going to hit and resonate with people that it's meant to. So just know that it's okay to check out what other creators are talking about, to sort of learn what's popular and to learn the certain search engines. That's okay. That's okay. Put your own sauce on it, remix it, put your own life experience into it, and have the mindset that everything is content. There was an incident at the grocery store that I got triggered by, and I got in the car and I made a story time about it. I made a lesson out of it. So it's like, you know, sometimes you just have to dig deep to find what to talk about. Because I tell you, social media, being on YouTube can be very exhausting. And I think a lot of internet trolls, a lot of internet thugs who like to be in people's comments, critiquing everything, wishing they had a channel, wishing they had the courage to start a channel, come out here projecting on other people who are out here trying to put their best foot forward. And these people are haters. And these are the type of people who, you know, really wish that they had the courage to start their page, but they talking shit to you. And you can't let the trolls bother you. You can't let the trolls stop you. Make a lesson out of it. You know, make it entertainment how you respond to them. That's also content. That's also content. These trolls out here. Let's see. Bear with me. But yeah. What else did I want to say? There was so much I had on my mind as far as YouTube. I felt like I was going to go another direction with the trolls. I've had a long day, y'all. I have had a long day, but that's okay. I'm still kicking. I'm still kicking and a ticking. Oh, I was going to talk about like images, if you want to use certain images. I know a lot of people do faceless channel or AI. And let's see, you got your Pixabay. That's good for free images. ChatGPT, you get one free image a day. I bumped into this place called Night Cafe, which I really love the AI and the animation that I can use there. I'm learning so much about myself and learning that I'm learning the things about me that I like. Like I really do think I'm getting pretty good at editing now. Like when I look at my first video to now, there is growth. So when you when you post your videos, just keep up with them. You know, because you can always take those videos and chop them up, make them different things. You can always take those videos and make like a, if you want to like go back and flashback, if you want to talk about the journey, your walk that you went through with a certain thing, all that is going to be documented and kept in your phone or your computer, whatever you use to save your content. I definitely suggest that you save all your content. You can always repurpose it. You can always go back and take clips out of it, remix it to make different content to prove a point. And not only that, it documents your journey. I'm not erasing any of my videos to where I first started with my iPhone 8 and I don't know where the camera at and now I'm all staring everywhere else but where I need to. And it's looking like I'm not talking to my audience. This is growth. Now I know where my camera is. Now I know, how to be more personal and look in my lens. It's little things like that. So, just make sure that you save your content. What I do suggest is if you are recording content on your phone, sooner or later, if you're downloading a lot of apps, if you're using CapCut, if you're downloading YouTube Studio on your phone, this will really take up your phone storage. So I suggest having what do they call those things? Like a backup card or a backup, what are they called? I'm not that tech savvy, y'all. Like having a backup to store your content, so that way you can connect it from your phone to your personal computer. Maybe you can exchange some of the files from your phone to your computer, so that way you won't be taking up all your phone memory. Because your phone, you will lose a lot of phone memory uploading videos. And let God talk to you. Let God work through you. It is so amazing how sometimes I find God laying a message on my spirit and I need to turn on the camera and like, okay, I need to get on. I need to go live or I need to make this video. Let God speak to you. Let God direct you and your direction on YouTube. Let's see. I think this live might be coming to a close, y'all. I'm trying to think like of some of the other things that I wanted to say, some nuggets that I take away from YouTube. I was gonna I don't know if I clearly made the point about the beef on YouTube. Stay away from the beef. Have your few people that you support or whatever, but there is a lot of beef, a lot of frauds out here, and don't think that you need to be chasing anyone's coattail to get seen out here. There's nothing wrong with collaborating, but just feel the spirit of certain people, and it's okay to be independent. For me, I don't mind collabing with anyone, but I am more of a person who stays to myself. I'm focused more about my message and the direction that my channel is going, or the branding and what it is that I want to do. I'm more of an independent person anyway, and that's just how I am. But I'm also trying to learn the value of collaborating, because I've gained some beautiful relationships being here on YouTube from people who are supporting me and want to see me win. So it's possible. It's possible to have support, but you really have to be very careful about the people that you interact with. in these social media streets. And just start. Don't delay. Just start. I know it's scary. I know it's intimidating. There are so many different fears that people have when it comes to showing your face, when it comes to speaking freely and proudly. Like, that can be very intimidating for people. But if you have a message, God wants you to get it out. And if it's been on your spirit, it's time. Don't wait. Don't wait. People are out here making some money on YouTube, and it's taking time, you know, especially if you want to be monetized. But you never know. You may be a DoorDash. You know, you may be someone else who blew up pretty quick. You never know. It just depends on what you have to offer, your style, and your walk with God, and when God want to bless you. But don't let it deter you. Start your channel. If you've been thinking about it, start your channel. What do you have to lose? There's nothing to lose. I'm very thankful for my experience here on YouTube, and I'm very excited about where it is that I'm going to go. And for me, I know what it may look like now. You know, I may not have a lot of subscribers. I may not be where I want to as far as getting the type of site that I want to on this platform. But I know that it's coming. I know that it's coming. And even as a person who may not get all the views and stuff that I want on certain videos, a lot of people, it just takes that one comment. It just takes that one person to say, you know what, thank you. Thank you for helping me with this. Don't take for granted the information that you have inside of you. Don't think that your experience is not valuable. There are a lot of people looking for the knowledge that you've gained from your experience. There are a lot of people looking for the knowledge that you have that you take for granted that you have. Don't take for granted that people know what you know. Don't take for granted your life experiences and your impact and your power. Start the channel, please. Start the channel. You may be surprised what God has in store for you. There are so many success stories, and there are so many like people in the making that I know in my spirit, I feel like they're going to be big. You know, there's so many things, and I can't wait to see how God works for me. And it's a great opportunity. It's a great opportunity. So I hope that the information that I have shared with you has been helpful. You know, I know I'm new to these streets, but I feel like my perspective is important too, because sometimes when you're watching someone who is so big and so huge, it may be hard to relate to them. Because you might feel, you know, that insecurity kicks in. Well, that's them. You know, they got 100,000 subscribers. Of course, they see, you know, but all of these people who have this large following, they have put in work. They have put in work. And I just remembered something I was going to say a while back. Let me get straight to it before I forget it again. A lot of people, damn, I don't know what's going on with me. I need some rest. That's what I need. I need some damn rest tonight. But, damn, I'm sorry, y'all. I should have got straight to it. It left my mind again. Left my mind again. But don't be afraid. Be bold. Step out into something new. And get your voice out there. So many people are eating off social media. And since I can't seem to keep myself on track, I think I'm going to end it for tonight. I hope that I have helped you with my perspective as a new YouTuber. I hope I've given you some things to consider, some things to anticipate when you start your channel, but don't let that fear stop you. Feel it and do it anyway. I don't regret it. I don't regret starting my channel. It has been a wonderful experience for me personally and professionally. So do it. Do it. Everyone's not going to understand it. You got to keep going. Everyone's not going to support you. You got to keep going. All right, fam. So with that said, I think it's time for me to take a nap or something because I can't get myself together. My name is Latasha. The name of my platform is Clara's Revival. I am your certified self-revival and master spirit coach. Thank you for joining me here tonight, fam. I will talk to you soon. Take care.